Today we are going to discuss database. Like in previous class, we had an introduction of physical file and logical file. Today we will start with creating a physical file, and then we will discuss the access path and all, and then we will create our logical files, and then from there we will go ahead. We will cover other topics. We will see. So first, what I am going to do, like in previous class, I discussed any file will be at couple of levels: file level, then record format level, then field level, then key field level, and then selectomic level, right? So, we will follow the same, and we will create one database file. So I will create one. Yeah. This is a physical file. Yeah. So here we came. Now here we are going to create our DDS. This is the DDS. So here, so that this line we will start coding from here A. Again, A is not mandatory, but usually we write A. So we will understand that from sixth line our my code will start. At seventh line, if I will write a star, then this will be a commented line. So seventh line, even though if sixth line I am not writing anything, seventh line if I am writing a star, so this will be a comment.
This will be ignored at the time of compiling and.
Yeah, I mean, even till here, all this will not come. Like from here to till here, this place will be used for writing or some modification tag and all that.
No, my question is like suppose I have some code, I don't want to debug that. But which one you can use? Other thing, suppose if I just comment it out, so those code will not be part of that.
No, in source you will be seeing.
No, source will be seeing, but will it be compiled or debugged?
I mean, that will be treated as a comment. Right. When any line, if you mark as a this one commented, so even in physical file and logical file and display file, obviously this doesn't execute. Right. But in RPG execution happen, and in RPG those will be considered as a commented line. Let me just log in over to. I think it's uploading, but okay. So here, if you'll see at this place, we will be getting help. Like here T stands for what exactly I am going to write. So if I will take a F4 over here, if you will see here, this is a name type. So if I will take F1, couple of options we will be finding, R and K. R for record format and K for key fields. So and blank is there for field. So I will take this is a record format. First we have to create a record format, right? So record format, I will say that GEMPFREC, anything, I mean my name, and then record format got created. Now here no need to provide a length and other thing of record format. How many fields will be there? Automatically it will be considered as its length of this record format. So I will create couple of fields, right? EMPID. So I did not provide anything over here. This field is blank, so this will be considered as a field. I will take F4 over here. So if you see here, either I can refer some file or I can provide a length. When I am saying a refer a file, Means I don't know whether in mainframe there was a concept of field reference file or not. There is a field reference file. Reference file concept is there. Like what I in most of the companies they do, they will create a file with all important fields, and they will compile. They will keep it there. If like employee ID I have to take, instead of mentioning my employee ID attribute like 10, 0 or something, I will refer to that file.
Okay.
If
We use copy.
okay,
And we include that one.
okay,
And suppose I employee that will give an
huh.
employee. So XXXX then employee ID. When you compile, suppose I call that one with AW. So AW then employee ID. SW then employee.
Okay. So here also like we will create a field reference file. Reference file will be there. So what I will do, just system will go and it will refer that field while compilation of this object. So instead of, so what will happen anytime I will change over there, everywhere it will reflect. So no need to go and change.
Yeah. Same means the business purpose is also same.
Okay.
So
So
suppose you have to change that field, you change that populate, and you compile this program, whatever they do.
so here see. So that reference R, if I will write over here, and then we have to provide a library and file name, so it will pick and field name. Else I will take a length. So length, this is a right justify here. So I suppose I took 10. Data type. If you see data types, P for packed decimal, S for zone decimal, B for binary, F for floating point, A for indicator, L for date, time stamp, DVCS, all these things are there. Binary. Main two things over here is we will be discussing. Decimal we will be using, but decimal packed or zoned. Let me explain now only. In AS400, in RPG also we will be having option of decimal at the two types, either packed decimal or zone decimal. User wise, no difference. User won't feel any difference whether in a background you are using a packed decimal or zone decimal. If, how many digits he will be entering, it will say. Only it will impact you as a developer or as a system. System it will, in different way it will be stored. This zone decimal it takes extra space, but packed decimal it takes lesser space. How it happens? Uh, yeah, it will be something like if I have to store 1, 2, 3. So in a packed decimal, if I am storing, so it will be stored like 1, then 2, then 3, and then sign. This will be a packed decimal. But when I am going for a zoned decimal, so it will be stored like 1, then sign, then 2, then sign, then 3, then sign. So this take extra space in the memory, and this take lesser space. Now then question arises, then why we have a zone decimal? Why why I won't use packed decimal everywhere? The reason for that, when we communicate with a different machine, like if I have to communicate with a Java or C or C++, if I have to pass a decimal, then I have to pass in the zone. Other system won't take in a packed one, they take in a zone. So we have to, so most of the places where program communicate with the outer world, so we use a zone decimal. But if I have to use a inner inside my AS400 only, so you can use a packed decimal. But most of the places you will find people are using like they are least bothered, just they will be using, because for compilation nothing, no issue, they won't find. So so if I will take a P, so here decimal position, how many decimal positions? So I will take 0, there will be no decimal position, so this field has been created. Even though if I want to take P, it will be automatically system will take as a P.
Okay. By default.
Yeah. But not everywhere. In the files, it will be P, and program, I think it is J, S, John decimal, like that. So it got created. So now if I have to add a name, so what I will do, emp name, and suppose I am saying like length will be 45, I will remove this 0, so it will be considered as a character field, or I have to write A. A will say that alphanumeric, but even though I am not writing like how for decimal, it will be considered as a character.
Any significance on the right hand side numbers?
No, they are like compiler has been created in that way that okay, it will take from right justify.
From npm, sometimes we get junk data, so we need to remove those things.
Okay. Here, see, in a file, there is no, I mean, obviously, until and unless you are passing from program, no junk. Even though you will try to write a junk, system will show error. It won't allow you to save a junk in a file. Hmm. Okay, right.
Oh, I had that.
Okay, so then I will take Uniqueness. So here, what I have done, I have created couple of fields. So this has been created. Now, next thing comes. If like here, I know that this is employee table, so I know that okay, this is employee name. Some places of incomplete, they will be writing that field name, like this field name limitation is there. Length of that name, it's 10 character only. So yeah, so sometimes you won't be able to put your logical name. So people will confuse. So how to people should understand that this text, I mean this field is for what? So one thing is there for a programmer, we can have a text field here. I will write here like, where am I?
Some description kind of thing.
Yeah. So I will write like employee name, something like this. So I will write copy. So here employee ID age.
How system will handle this one? Will it compile?
I will tell you.
Nothing.
Okay, sir. And now, but still, I will compile here, and then we'll see other thing. So I will add something if this is not complete. So I will show you something else. That's why I did not completed this. I just put a text. You can see. I created those fields and I put a text. So let me compile this file. So I'll do a 40 compile. Now I can do a run query and I can check whether data is there or not. So I'll do run query star emf. Oh, not emf, gemf, right? The file has been created with, I mean, there is no data, but this is still there, right?
But I have one question. Against what you are running that query?
Against what?
Generally, we run against a database or.
Yeah, database.
So this is you are running against this file. What will you create?
Right.
Only field you have, nothing, no data.
Nothing, no data is there.
So you got only that employee.
Right, right. So here the problem is we use a text.
Right.
This text is basically used for a programmer, not for a person who is going and you are doing a query. This is for a person who will come and who wanted to maintain this or that one. If that heading in a query it has to be changed, so I have to enter something like column heading, COLHDG, column heading. Yeah. So I will. So now if I put this column heading, it will appear over there. So column heading will be for when I am doing a query. So my heading column heading will change, but text will not change your column heading. Text will be for like text. I can write a very big text also. So for me to understand when I am coming and maintaining this file, so I should not know that why I have, because a couple of things I can put a more detail in a text, but there in column heading I will put in such a way that a person who is doing a query he will be able to understand. Like sometimes what happens, allow web low, like status 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 will be IO or something A, like that. So what we will do, in column heading I will write status, but in text I will write status and this IO. So when I am maintaining here I will be knowing that why I do all those this possible status appear, right? Name, age, okay. So now another thing, if I will put in this way, so for one field, even though my field length is like 1, but it will be taking that much of space. When I will do query, I will show you. Then I will again change. I will do a 14. I'll do okay, compile. I'll do a run query. Now employee ID, employee name, employee age, employee sex, they are small fields, right? 2, 3 byte or 1 byte. So, but it's taking that much of your column space, right? So what I can do it. These are very simple things, but I just wanted to make like here what I will do. Instead of I'll put this one. So it will consider as a next line, not in a text. Sorry, in a here column heading. These are very simple things, but so if I will compile, it will come in the next line, right? So it's taking lesser space. So still we can reduce it, right? Okay. So here I put I mean my attributes has been fixed for a file. I am able to see a blank file. Now I am going to introduce some data.
I have one question.
Mm-hmm.
These are coming column headings, right?
Yeah.
Text will be displayed. Text will be for only.
Yeah, text only for programmer. When you are going and you are doing a 2 or 5 in a.
First time when you ran, you didn't mention column heading. Still you are able to see.
So it was coming EMP ID. The field name was coming.
Okay.
This one is coming. This name.
Correct. EMP ID. Field name
So
was
this name was coming. When you will mention column heading, this column heading will come. So it will be only for to make people comfortable. If somebody is using our software, so main thing is to make people more user friendly, comfortable. So only for that one side. This is a kind of nice to have. It's not that you have to have, right? But this is nice to have. Okay. So what I will do, in order to update the data, the basic tool in all AS400 server will be there. That UPD update data, and then I will write file name. Fine. I will press enter. So here I got all those details, right? Now if I have to insert the data, I will do F9 and then I can insert the data. So I will say that employee ID is something M1. Oh, sorry. So this is a numeric, right? 1 0 0 0 0 0 1 something 33639. Okay. So one record I have added. So like that I will enter. Oh, I would have copied.
F9 or enter?
F9 to insert initially. After that you will press enter and or you can edit. Okay, I added a couple of data. Now I am pressing F3. So it's saying added 3 data, changed nothing, deleted nothing. In the data entry, yes. So this data added. If I will do a run query on this one,
No need to compare.
no. When I am inserting a data, no need. Only when I am changing attributes, at that time only. Yeah. So all data is here, right? Enter. Any question?
We can directly insert there, right? In edit mode, if you go into this one, can't we?
Here. No, here. No. This is a query tool. And run query is kind of, only it accept the data. I mean, this already retrieves the data. It doesn't enter the
If
data.
you go in edit mode, inside the file,
Okay.
we can.
Okay. So here, like that's what we have a tool called DBU. DBU, like earlier I have mentioned you. If you are using a DBU, you will be able to see all data. You will go anywhere and you will change the mode to like by default it will be in RTV mode, retrieve mode. You can change update mode. You can go and update the data, add the data. Those so using DBU tool you can do it. And most of the companies they use DBU. But in this server, like we don't have access to DBU. Let me check whether we have a DBU. Like just you have to type DBU, so it's not there because it's a third-party software. So they have, or even though they would have installed, they have not provided access to us. So using DB you can see. So this is a very basic one physical file we have created. Any doubt in physical file? This file.
So we are not having any terminator kind of thing. This is the end of the file or
Nothing. This is only storage space I am keeping here, and usually if I have to retrieve data or update data or write data, usually nobody touches physical file directly. We have to have some program. Through program only we are going to do. So program will take care of everything. So now what I am going to do, now we are going to introduce a logical file. The first question is why logical file will be needed, and what all uses are there, what all benefits are there of logical files. So a logical file will be mainly used for retrieve my data the way I want. The way I want, like I want all, like here in this file, I have created, and I want all SE software engineers list from this table. So what I will do, I mean simply either I have to write a program and then I have to do something. We have a couple of options. Like I will say that no, boss, I will just do a select and I will select only software engineers. Or I wanted to get sorted based on their name. So, but like here in physical file, we are getting based on arrival sequence. But I wanted to base sort on this file, this field, or I wanted to base sort on this, or younger to older employee, like that. Anything a user can ask for. So if I have to do all those things, then we have to have a logical files. So when I am doing a logical file, so what I am going to do, if I am creating a key field on a logical file, so my file will be sorted based on like employee age. So if I am saying ascending order, so it will be sorted based on ascending order. If I am saying descending order, so it will be sorted based on descending order. So that will be done when I am fetching. But how internally system does? AS400 how it create and how it behaves. When I am doing a query or I am fetching a physical file, it doesn't have a key, so it to fetch data based on arrival sequence. And when I am creating a key on a physical file or logical file, and when I am trying to fetch data through a program or some other means, so at that time I am fetching data through keyed sequence, not arrival sequence, through keyed sequence. Keyed sequence, how many keys and which all keys has been created, based on that it will be created. So now, but how it fits? So basically there is a concept called access path. And this access path concept is everywhere in all database. It's not like in AS400. Access path will be applicable everywhere. So access path, what access path does is, it from your database and to your table, it create a path through which I am fetching a data. So like I have created I am saying that my logical file will be based on employee age. So my access path will be keyed access path with a key field as age. So between table, between table and program, this access path has been created, and the moment you started fetching from a table, this access path will sort data for you. So sorting will happen here, and then only once it will come to a logical, sorted data will come between physical file and logical file. Sorted data has come, and now based on sorted data, using logical you are displaying through program or through something else. So data will be displayed. Now most of the guys they say that a mainframe or AS400 is very fast in handling data. This is one of the reasons. Creating an access path, creating of logical files. The reason for, if I am doing SQL query, like what I will do, I am saying that strsql select star from jempf order by emp is. I did, I got the result, but how it ordered by employees, or I will say that employee 6, right? So it will be, so it got sorted in this order. So how it is getting sorted? The moment user is writing this query and pressing enter, system create access path, temporary access path for you, field access path based on order by field you have mentioned, right? Now, if you are creating anything at runtime, obviously it will take some system, system, it will be overhead on system, right? If I will keep this access path permanent, and whenever user is putting any query, just I'll go and check in existing access path and will fill the data. Obviously, system performance will be faster. Here we are unable to see the difference because here we have only 3 records. If I will be having crores of records, then you will see the difference, right? So this is the main difference why this system is. And now if you see in a newer world, till now and still couple of many companies use SQL, but if you will be seeing slowly, we are going out from SQL, and most of the places no SQL concept is coming, right? This this is one of the big reasons, right? Because they are creating access path in runtime, and it takes anywhere if you see SQL applications are slower. So that's what we everywhere no SQL concept, like we have like logical file. This brings a no SQL concept, right? So no SQL concepts are again growing day by day because if nowadays we are handling lot of data, so we have to. So here access path, whenever I am creating a logical file creates access path for us, and it will be there in a database system. So
But how much data means space it will take? Suppose.
yeah, again it matters. If like I know that this access path I'm going to use most of the time, just go and create. If I know that very really like after 5 years, after 2 years, this program is getting run and based on this key, then don't create. So that's why sometimes there is a concept here. There was a concept. Still, it's there. Open query file. OPNQRYF. The keyword is called open query file. So, still, like if you will be getting your application for support, definitely we will be seeing open query file. It will be there. But nowadays, slowly we are coming out from open query file. Instead of creating open query file, we are creating SQL in RPG or this one CL only. So we are handling because open query file also does the same thing, but in SQL we have a rich functions. So we can use so many permutation combination and how we want the data. Yeah. But and in open query file it's not that flexible. So we use, but again that will be like if you are knowing that this is very really getting used, then you can create. But again, this creating of access path is like you can create it. It's not very big deal because the thing is again it's on a system architect who is designing an application. He should be knowing that okay, whether any chances of this access path is going to be reused in the future or not. If it is there, then you can create a access path. Even in my current company, if we use even SQL also, it's not like I am writing here order by any order, like employee age and then employee name and employee ID. Like we will see that okay, any logical is there, then I will go and if that logical is there, even though you are using SQL, use that access path, key field sequence. So it will be your system will be faster because already access path is there. Because whatever the order by you write, it will go and search. If it is not there, then only it will create a temporary access path, right? So if already I have a logical file, but due to some scenario, I am unable to use my logic through native RPG concept, and I have to write SQL, then it's better to use, whatever the existing access paths are there, then it will be, advisable to increase the system performance. Now, again, if I like suppose what I in one scenario I have created employee ID, one logical with employee ID, but next in my other logic I have to use a key field using all three. In that scenario, this will be reused access path. Till employee ID, access path will be reused. After only for employee name and age, system will create. And then whenever you will be doing so, it will reuse the existing access path and club together, and then system will switch it. So the performance of the system will be faster. So got the concept of access path. So two access paths is there. One is arrival sequence access path. One is keyed sequence access path. So keyed sequence access path, what we discussed now, and arrival sequence access path is like physical file. When I am doing a run query, normal query, so that fetch data, how data has been entered. If data has arrived in a database, in that way it will fetch. Got it, right? Any doubt till you?
Just can you concatenate the field fields?
Yeah.
Because you tell like these three.
Couple of stuff that will be doing. So apart from this, any doubt?
One hit doubt like where does this logical file stay? It will take space.
Yeah, it will take space. System space. We have to compile the logical file. Like how I am compiling physical file, same way I have to compile the logical file.
Another thing is like how you're saying so many times that what is your end using, how we are referring that those things.
Sorry, this question.
Sorry, what is it? How we are referring this particular reference to this logical file.
Okay, that once we will create, we will be seeing. So yeah. So now, so physical file concept physical file you got it, access path you got it. Now we are going to use access path in my logical file because I am going to use a key. So now whatever your question is there, that will be answered here. So I will create JEMPLF01. Okay, and then this type will be LF logical file. EMP ID. Okay. JEMPF, and then E will be EMP ID.
But you didn't mention anything key, right, in the physical file?
Huh? No. In physical, I mean, if you want to have a key, you can keep. If you don't want, then move. It's not mandatory that you have to have a key.
Right. But if suppose you have the physical file where you didn't mention key, but from logical file you can mention
Okay, I got it. Like suppose I have created a physical file with employee ID key. So in logical file, it's not mandatory that I am going to use employee ID the first key. I can have any key because there will be no relation. No relation. Just this key, whenever logical file will refer, it ignore the existing key of physical file. It will be whatever the data is there, it will just concentrate on data. So it came here exactly how we created our physical file. So here will be record format name. Now record format name will be same as physical file name. So EMPREC, and here I have to mention this logical is going to get created on which physical file. So here I have to mention P file, means physical file, and here I have to write EMPF, JEMPF. Right.
Now I got how we are
JEMPF. So always this I have given a signature for this logical, that this logical is there, but it will be always dependent on this physical file. Now I want a key field. Now I am not going to mention any field of physical file. No, because structure already is here.
It's there and it is going to refer.
Yeah. So that's what I put same name. So it's directly referring. So all fields will be imported here.
Can it be different name?
No, it won't compile. So I will write here K. I will say EMP ID. So now system will create a access path based on employee ID, right? So I will just compile this.
You don't need to mention it like which library, any location.
No.
Just giving the feedback.
So it will now when I am compiling, system will be taking a user profile job D, and based on that it will take that open library list. So it will take. Now if my EMPF, it's not mandatory that my physical file has to be there in the same library. It will be in some other library. I'm creating a logical in some other. It will, but it's the same name file. It should not be there in between other library. Otherwise, it will try to pick from some other, and it will crash.
This is something I found it's not good in 400.
Oh, okay.
Because we always mention like a path.
Okay. No, so that's what ours is like.
We are giving the only file name, right? What we did, we give the location.
Okay.
My user ID, my whatever the PF file, source library, then PF file.
Okay.
So it will be there will not be any chance of messing it up with the other.
Here also you won't get it.
But it will search, right? At least suppose you have the same file name in other libraries also.
So
It will search,
see,
right?
like okay, if I am compiling over here only, so during compilation time, it will check. Now only it has to check in library list. It will check if in the usually. I mean, let me tell you. Usually we never keep physical file in some other library and logical file in other library. Usually that doesn't happen, but still that can possible. I will tell you one scenario. Like I have created a physical file and I created one application. It went into production. Now new enhancement came. In that new enhancement, I need to create a logical file based on employee ID. But in that scenario, I'm not going to check out my employee table. Just no. I will create a logical here only. And obviously, whenever we create a physical file, it has to be unique. I mean, usually we keep physical file name unique. And even not only that, we check also. In the entire system, the same file should not be repeated. And
then fine. If you are using
yeah, and also like we have a couple of chain management tool. In chain management tool, the moment you will enter and it is a duplicate, it will immediately it won't allow you. It won't allow.
We had some naming convention kind of. You also have like that, right?
Like here only, like in any company, most of the company, in my company, like if I am going to create a new program also, so we have a like a naming convention Excel sheet. So we have to pick okay, this is from for which application what this functionality does and all those things. Based on one letter we will club together, then we will make one program name or file name. Then yeah, we have to check. We check that whether it's created or not. If it's not created, then only we will create. Else, if it has been created, so sometimes we will be creating like 01, 02. I have at the end I am writing. So like that something. Like in Manhattan we were writing like PH pick, like pick ticket is there. So PH pick is file name PH pick 00. They are naming convention one PH. So pick ticket was there. So pick is that one and PH was the physical file that application name, and then 00 all 00 will be physical file. 001 from 001 it will be logical. The PHP 001 will be logical 002 002 like that 99 it will go. So like that. So we'll be knowing that this is logical. So like that. So we everywhere we maintain unique.
If that is there, then fine.
So I will create we created a logical. So this is a logical, right? Even though now I will do a query on this, I won't get data sorted based on employee ID here. I cannot show you now because I am doing a external run query, right? These are tools. So whatever logical we created, but when I am doing a run query, so it will override its own access path.
It will not use the logical
No.
So we need to use the logical access.
So like in program also we do a RPG, So RPG. Exactly. That one or DBU. DBU tool that doesn't. But SQL and run query, they use their own access path. So we won't be able to check now the data that how this access path. One is sorted data. Apart from select omit, because in a select omit we are losing data or we are adding data. Like select, obviously we are filtering data. So in those you will be able to see because data will be lesser. But sorted order through query you cannot see. So one I created. Now let me copy the same. And you told that how to see composite key, like single key I created.
No, I asked whether it's possible.
Yeah. So we will be employee ID plus name plus age. I will create a logical with these three fields. So employee ID, and now I will do article employee name, age, right? So now all data will be first sorted based on employee ID. Now if any tie will be there, suppose duplicate employee ID is there, then tie will get broken based on name. Even though name is also similar, then it will go and tie will get break based on age. Still there, then I mean it will be based on arrival sequence. So based on that, tie will be getting right. So this is a composite key. So I will compile here. So this is a composite key. Right? Record name not found in file is specified P file.
Finding it differently.
JEMPFREC. I think field name. Okay, let me see. EMPFREC. It has to be. Then if that is the case, then 01 also we will not create. Then let me check work object. Work obj JEMPLF01. Oh, it's not created. This is also not created. Name is wrong. So let me. So JEMPFREC. JEMPF. J is missing. JEMPFREC. Now it will compile. Yeah, now completed. So here also. When you got the example of this one also, if name will be different, you won't be able to compile it.
Field name also we need to set, or
that we can change it. Field name you can change. In a logical key will be same. Key you cannot change. But if I wanted to like club two three fields, so I can create a separate field here and do those concatenation and all those things we can do it here.
But only key field we can't change.
Key field you cannot change. So I will compile this. It created. Okay. Now you got, so what we handle? File, record format, field, key field. And next thing we'll discuss unique. How to make this as a unique. So in this one, I can make this as a unique. This is a logical file. If I have to mention a unique, I will come here. I will put before this. We have unique keyword. Yeah, in the function here is written, right? So down to function only we have to. So everything is positioned here. So the moment I will write unique over here, this file will be unique based on employee ID. So you cannot enter duplicate employee ID.
Employee is already key, and we can't insert duplicate keys, right?
No, we can. We have never know where we have mentioned that. Suppose I have
no,
going.
In general, I'm saying.
Huh?
In general, I'm saying whatever is a keyed field,
So
primary key or secondary key, whatever.
So we have not created based on keys, right? Physical file
No,
without key.
but in general, we don't enter duplicate, or we don't allow.
Yeah, I mean in general, but okay. I will tell you a scenario like if I have created a log file. Log file is like page ID and then session name and then job number, job name. So in that scenario, there might be a chance in the same page ID you got 10 users. So 10 logs will be entered, right? So duplicate is there. Even though I have created a key, but duplicate possibility is there, right? But if I am going for employee ID or transaction ID, that has to be unique, right? So in those scenarios, I have to mention that unique. in like log or
So if you
something.
use keys, you need to separately mention to make it as a unique.
Yeah, if you wanted to make it unique, then only it will be unique.
Got it.
Else no. So if I will mention unique like in the next table, it's unique based on employee ID, name, and this one, then I have to remove this unique. Otherwise, we won't be able to compile. Two places you two combination you cannot put as a unique, right?
Here you mention in the logical file.
Mhm.
You will say other file means simply
Other logical only.
okay.
In logical only, I mentioned that okay, this setup will be unique. Means only one employee ID possible. As even though now I am creating in that one also, if I mention employee ID, name, age, and then I will mention unique, then the system won't allow you to send employee ID and but duplicate names, because if I put over there, right? So there will be no point of having name and age as a unique,
Okay.
right? Then you have to remove from here.
So you mean to say if you are creating another
You are confused, I think, on this point.
so I just trying to get that if you are creating another logical file and there you are trying to make unique employee ID and age, it will not allow as you are already.
It will allow, but I mean there will be no meaning of having two fields as a key,
Correct.
right? And if you are keeping a unique, because obviously when earlier we mentioned that at employee ID it's unique, then if you are putting as a employee ID name and age, there is no point, because in employee ID itself is a unique,
Right.
and there is no point of keeping a name and age as unique, right? Got it, right?
Yeah.
Now another scenario.
But I have one question.
Yeah.
Right? So if I am creating you can create multiple logical files, right?
N number of logical files.
So one logical file I create by mentioning unique and I use the employee as a unique. Can I create another logical file where my
Name is as a unique.
department will be unique? I want to fetch all the employees for that particular department and I am trying to make that.
We can see. Okay. So let me compile and I will create. I will compile this.
You got my question?
Yeah. So let me copy this. Sorry, let me copy this one. I will copy this. I will make this as a 03, and 03 I will make age as a
Unique or key.
employee age, and so employee age will be unique. You can make it. It will be, yeah, we'll be able to make it. Now, um, so we can make it different, but even in this one also, employee ID, employee age, name, all three combination also we can make it, but I mean it will be kind of redundant.
Right, that will be that I understand. If you have already mentioned this as a unique and key, there is no point of.
Yeah. Now coming to another, there is another scenario. If I have already a database, it's there like from last 10 years it's running. Now I wanted to create a database with unique, a logical file with unique, like based on age. Now, if any duplicate will be there, the system will not allow you. It will say that referential integrity violation, and that I can check now. We'll see. I will create another fourth one, and fourth one will be on employee 6. So if you see in our current database, 2 male and 1 female is there. If I try to create on 6, then redundant data, duplicate record is there. It should not allow, right? So let me change this unique, and this will be, and we will try to compile this. It created, but let me check another thing. Spool file, whether really, I mean here completed successfully, but another concept I am going to bring it here, member concept. So you will be getting in a spool file, you will see one message here. I'll go to 5. See, created in library, but Here there is no message. Okay. Let me do a run query on this. Run query star n G MLF04. Sorry.
Star n, you are using it.
Yeah. So either you can put a star in. I will show you here. When I am doing a query file, so I mean when I am mentioning star n, so I mean there is no I am creating a query, a specific query. So star n I mentioned, so no query. And this is my then I am mentioning this is my query on which file.
Okay.
If I wanted to make another query from this table, got the point. Like if I am going to write a query where I am just selecting all employee age less than 35.
Okay.
So what I will do, and I will save that somewhere. So if I mention here the query, so your query will be created and it will save at that location. So next time you, instead of doing this query, you will be able to use because already a query I created in a physically I created, so that you can refer. So that is, so if I am not doing, so I can just mention star n or even two brackets, so blank. Don't create any query
So
because we are.
comparison, if you are not doing, then we are using star n or blank, right?
I mean, if I am not saving that
Not saving
result,
also.
yeah.
Not saving. It's not like I'm not comparing, only
No,
not saving.
it's not saving.
And if you are not using them, then it will save that same query for the future result.
Exactly.
Right?
Sorry.
If I'm not using star n,
Uh-huh.
so it will be saving that query name.
No, then you have to mention the name.
You have to
What
mention
will be the query name?
Right.
On which query you are going to save. So if you see, I am not finding any data.
Right.
Now, then, but data was there, right?
Right.
3 records were there. But why I am not able to see the data? So then I decided, let me go. Let me go and check what is the problem. If data is there, my file has been created, but I am not unable to see the data. So we will see JEMP LF04, right? So this is DSP of display file description. What all details of this file is there? I wanted to see. So a file is this created in star library list. So I mean whatever the based on library it will pick. Type of information all this is the system is star LCL local. File type is data. If source queue RPG SRC will be there, then it will be SRC.
Okay. So if I'm creating
Source physical file.
physical file, it will be our data.
Yeah, I mean if I am creating that table is two types: source table and data table.
Okay.
Source table will keep the sources, the QDDS SRC is source table,
Right.
source physical file. So there I am going and writing my all programs or this one. So that comes as a star SRC.
Okay, but you created this virtual file as
Data.
LF, right?
Yeah, this is the data. So that's what this is the data type.
So if star PF also will come as star data.
Star data only. So like when I am compiling this, how we are compiling 14. 14 what? For PF it's just CRT PF, and for LF it is CRT LF. But when we create a source physical file, then it's create CRT SRC PF. So SRC comes in between. So means this physical file keeps only sources. So this is file type is star data. Down if you will see maximum member it can keep is 1. I will now tell you the member concept. But how many members it has? Record format only one, that is keyed. This is keyed based on this one. All those details you are seeing, and unique is yes. Access path is maintenance immediate. Whenever you will change, immediately it will affect. Okay. One member has been created. This one unique 0.variable no. Number of members 1, but total number of members not available. Okay. Number of format field length. Where is it got? Okay. This is the thing. Now if I do DSP FF, no, it's so here only. Where is my data? uh, number of index entries 0 because there is no record number data members. I think two sessions I have to open. That's fine. DSP.
What you're trying to find?
Yeah. Um, See, I did a query on a logical file which has been created, but I am not able to see the data. Just I wanted to show you why we are unable to see the data. Total records. Oh, we lost the data. Let me see. Oh, that's what I was able to create. Because there is no data. If data will be there, then you would like 04 you would have not able to create. That's what I was wondering. How come I compiled correctly and compilation will happen. If I have a duplicate record, that's what I wanted to show you. I
How
have.
is data got deleted?
I think that's what I have to see. Whether I compiled, I did not notice or something. Because if I have compiled, then only it should lose. Otherwise, there is no chance.
So your point of view that we have data, but still as it is like more than one member it is creating, it is not showing.
If I have a record, I will show you. If I have a data like 1, 2, no, sorry, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, and here like name is A, A, B, B, C. If I will create a unique on this, already this physical file is there now and data is there. Now I thought that let me create a physical logical file based on employee ID. I will be able to create. That is fine, unique. But if I will try to create a unique on this, my logical file will compile, but you will get exception. And if you go and if you see, then file got created but without member. Because this member where we are saving the data, it has duplicate entry. And in log also it will say that existing data has duplicate, so member has not been created. So that happens. If data is there, so you can try. I mean, once you will try this, you will populate data, have a duplicate, and then try to create a unique on duplicate. You won't be able to. I mean, it will compile, but in log, if you go and see,
We get the log,
yeah.
but we will not get the data.
Yeah, the member won't be created. So now coming to member, that's what I wanted to bring you on a member. When I am creating a physical file, so what happens? Basically, physical file doesn't keep the data. Till now I was saying that, yeah. That's what. Till now I was saying that physical file keeps the data. Yeah. But actually, again, if you go inside a physical file and then you see with a bigger glass, then you find oh, actually physical file doesn't keep the data. There in a physical file we have a concept called member, and actually data will be kept inside a member. It's similar to like if you are going to America and USA, we are saying that he will say that boss, you are from which place? So you will be saying that India. But if you come to India, then you'll find that no, I am from Delhi, so I am, or I am from Karnataka, or I am from Rajasthan, something like. So actually, India is nothing. India is just a envelope and which keeps couple of small states and union territory. So physical file is also something like which is an envelope which keeps different. You can either my physical file can have only one member. So like India will is having only one state, or my physical file can have n number of members. So like my country has n number of states. So you can belong to this state or you can belong to that state. So whatever line or the situation or whatever we have that state control, right? Doesn't control by central government. So similarly here also the same concept apply here. Like usually we say that when I am doing a query, so I will show you another thing here. When I am doing a query, by default, no, by default, when I am doing query, we do a query on first member. And when I am creating a physical file, by default it creates one member, and that member is the same name as a physical file member name.
Where does it store?
Huh? In that member. So my physical file, so it's like if I'm creating a member, I mean a physical file. So see, now I will show you because till now there was no point to tell you in that detail because you will would get confused. But now I will show you how it works actually. So you are getting right.
Yeah. But suppose I need to see the member. Will we see the
Yeah,
physical file only or will we see the member?
everything you can
Do
see.
you have any different type of for this?
Huh?
Like physical file star PS will be seen.
No members. Star MBR you will be seeing members. So see, if I am when I was compiling, I just press 14 and I compiled.
Correct.
Huh? No. No. आप जाओ, मैं पढ़ने कर रहा हूँ ना। ठीक है, तुम ट्रक देखो। हाँ. So if you will see here, uh, source member is JEMPF, and when we create here member if desired, if I wanted to keep different member name, then I have to mention here a different member name. Else, it's saying start file. This whatever the file name is there, the same member will be there for this file. So by default, when I am creating, it will create with the whatever of my file number is there, the same member will be get created. And if we will see in DSPFD the detail of that one, so then we will be able to see.
But why we need this kind of hierarchy or architecture?
I will tell you that is very much
File,
useful.
logical file, physical file, again physical file inside that member.
I mean, see, usually a file will be there. File will provide you a architecture that okay, my attributes will be like this. But file doesn't keep the data. It will be kept by members. Job 1 minute. Yeah. So, uh, if you will see here, if I do a DSPFD, DSPFD, yeah,
Because Bengali email also, so what Saturday, no? So everything I'm
yeah.
free.
Okay. So if you see here, so now I am doing DSPFD, display file description. In a file description which I compiled, my file name is JEMPF. All these things we seen that okay, the file description header is that this where exactly it's there, file detail. Going down, maximum members for this file while compiling it was set up like one. You can create only one member. So one member was there, size and everything. Still you will go down, then access part detail, member description here. Member has been created, and what is the name of member? GEMPF. Whatever the name of the my physical file is there, the same name of the member is also there. That's why we did not realize that instead of saving in a file, I am saving in a member.
don't say after this. You don't say did I remember something down in series.
So you will very easily now you will be able to correlate. I will tell you the reason why we have this now. So when we create a physical file, automatically one member will get created, and we save data in the member. But physical file will provide its structure. Yeah, structure I got it. But nowhere, if I am going to fetch first member, we nowhere mention that I am going to fetch from member. Directly we will mention a physical file, it will pick from first member. If I am not mentioning member, so it will pick from first member. Now first member will be always the file name, whatever. So structure. Now uh, why we need and where it will be used, like banking domain, insurance domain, all those domains, this member is extensively used. How they do? What I have done, I have created a physical file for a banking like transaction table. In a transaction table, per day I am getting a transaction of like 10 lakhs transaction is happening. So in a month it will be like 3 crores transaction. In a year, and if you see it's a 25-year, how much data will be there. So now what they do, instead of keeping data in a one member, what we do, per month we create one member. So each month one member will be there. So like 3 crore record I have keeping in one member, next 3 crore in the next member, next 3 crore, next 3 crore, so like that. So now each time I have no need to mention if member concept will not be there, then the same file I have to repeat or create. Instead of creating a same file layout has been created, just I have to create a member. So the moment you will create a member, I mean like what we usually do on 31st or last day of month, we'll create a member and next day transaction all will go in that member. We'll do override. So override is a concept. Instead of overriding to this number, now it will point to this number. File will be same, only member will be changed. So my performance will be faster. Even when you are going and searching a data, so you will just search in a file. Based on your search data, it will say that okay, which all members I have to pick. That range is 3 months.
But can we have the specific access here? Which member we are only giving?
By default, it will go to first member. I mean, the current month member.
Right.
Like if we have member concept is there.
Right.
F, like I am seeing from I wanted to see from last 3 months. Yeah. So that, what they also do, na? Another thing they do, like combining of all 6 members will create another member month half yearly, or combinedly.
What my basic question is, we don't have any control of this member creation, right?
We have.
We have. Okay.
Yeah. Because now remember in CL what we did, we learned concatenation.
Correct.
And we learned arithmetic operation. Why we learned? I will tell you. What was the reason to tell you only that that will come in future. So that's why. So so here this and then so here you got the concept of member. Like file will be there. It provide a layout structure. I will be keeping data in a member. So basically, original data will be there in a member. Now, coming to usage. One usage I told you like huge data is there. Another usage is suppose like my Vodafone is there. How in India they operate? They operate like for Karnataka, different offers will be going on. In Maharashtra, different offers will be going on. State-wise, they will be bringing offer and all those things, right? Now, if they planned that, okay, boss, I will, like out of 29 states, I will keep this offer in 15 states. Just they will pick those members. For each state, they have created one member. They will just pick those members. They will just go and update those members. The remaining member will be no. So data will be updated in these numbers. And now data is already segregated based on my state. So no need to each time you have to segregate. Else, even huge data is not there, but if I have to keep in one member, so I have to have another field. That field will be like state. And each time I am doing a query, so first I have to mention that okay, state is this, and after that other field. So instead of keeping that, I put in different members. One
Maybe the overage for the storage thing.
Because this is the best way. Instead of creating another physical file, all access path or whatever, even whatever logical you created on this physical, everything will be applicable on members, right? Another thing, uniqueness will be there within member. Even though I wrote here unique on a file, but actually on members only it applies. If I have a 5 members, so all 5 employee ID 5 will be there in all 5. But within this member, no duplicate will be there. Got it, right? Another this one, imagine like a situation of IBM. How IBM works? IBM is there in almost all countries, and like after 1 or 2 years they will be expanding their legs in another countries. So what happens if they are keep creating either a separate database table for to maintain their employee, they will go mad. How they will maintain that, like 200 separate table for one employee ID, and this is a basic table. After that, n number of dependent table will be there. So what they will do, anytime they are opening a branch in a new country, just they will create another member for that country and they will handle into a member. So yeah, everything will be there. Even no need to change the program, nothing. All logic will be there, right? So you can reuse everything. Got it? That's what member is extensively used in banking domain, insurance domain, where we are handling a lot of data kind of thing. So the reporting and other things will be quite simpler to and system will be performance will be very faster. So this member concept you got it. Now
it's not exactly same. Just for information, we use GDG.
Okay.
Chromical data. So we use the GDG base of that. XYZ GDG base. Whenever you create a data actual file where the data will be stored, it will be 0 will be the latest one, plus one the main one, minus one will be the old one.
Okay. Okay.
This will have this base will have the structure of the data. What are the information you get? Not exactly same, but same kind of thing.
Okay. Okay.
So suppose I need.
So +1, +2, +3 it will increase.
Suppose I need 3 months back, so I directly go -4.
Okay.
That will give me that.
Okay.
That is based on date only.
Okay.
You have so many other things like based on state or based on other criteria.
So, I mean, I told you for date is one example.
Correct. So if instead of reading the whole GDG, if I know which can, I'll refer that generation.
Okay. Okay.
Almost similar.
Okay. So I will show you here.
Yeah, sure.
I will show you here. I mean, that is one example. I mean, it's I mean, because to make you understand the role, I took that example. But actually, if you will see now, I will show you. I have created a physical file, but if you will see again, I will go to DSPFD. So, so here one member has been there, and this is very important keyword, max members. Because when we compiled, if you see here in 14, oh sorry, on this one 14, when I am taking, this is a system level setting. So max member by default system is setting to 1. So only one member you can add it. Now, if I wanted to imagine this employee table, I am going to use like what Vodafone example I took. So I am going to take that example only. So for each state, I am going to maintain a separate member. So we have a command to add, or from command line also we can add, but this is for only to show you. Usually in the real world, we create a CL file, a CL program, and from CL we write. And how we do, like we will be mentioning like, okay, this member I am going to use for printing. So I will write a PRT, like this one 041617, like PRT 0116. So naming convention I mentioned. So how we will be doing? PRT is a fixed like or I will pick from data area or somewhere I will be fixing like, okay, this application is there, then 3 prefix will be this, another application for sub prefix will be this. Then like I'm naming convention I'm saying. After that like month name. So I will retrieve information is there in CL. We can retrieve all details. So retrieve job detail. So I will pick the month. So 01 will be month or 04 will be month. Then I will pick year. And what I will do, I will do concatenation. I start cat, I will do, and then everything will get concatenated. And then I will do command. I mean there only in CL add PFM, add physical file member. So here it will say that this is a file and this is the member. So in CL only we will be writing first the member name dynamically I will be creating, right, based on prefix or whatever. One example I am taking, like one prefix and then month name and then year. So member name I will pass it as a variable and then I will create. So runtime I can create a physical file like I schedule this job like okay run after on each last day of the month. So in the last day of month one member will get created and from first of the month that member will start getting used. So no need to manually go. You can do it. I mean, if you so you can go and manually create in the last day of month like in your monthly activity. You can write it that okay, boss. Is a month end I will create manually if you want to do. If a smaller application is there, bigger application there, then you can automate everything. You can do creation of physical members automatically. So here I like I can create like file name is JEMPF and member name is like I am creating for Karnataka, Karnataka. So this employee member will be used only for Karnataka Vodafone employees. When I will do member for the file JMP more than maximum allowed. Yeah, max member was 1, so that's why it's not allowing me to change. Now, then first I have to change the physical file max member. So till now I was doing 14 and I was create PF. So create PF only I will use when I am going to change the attribute of the file. If anything here I have to change here, max member, page size, maintenance, recover, all those things. Here anything I have to change, no need to do create PF. I will do another command is there, change PF. CHG PF. Like earlier I told you how if you will use a create PF you will lose the data, but in change PF you won't lose the data. So I will say change PF, the file name is JEMPF and I will do F10 and max number is I can make 100, 200 or 500 or I can make star no max. So star no max is there is no limit of members. So file this one has been changed and now if I will do add PFM, it will add. Now if I will do a query, so for by default one first member has been created. For Karnataka if I will do, it will be a separate. I have to mention that during run query also that retrieve data from this member. And I can add a couple of other members also, Karnataka, then MA, HA, HT, R. I think this much only it will take. Then Tamil Nadu. So like 3 members I created. If I have to update the data, then UPD DTA I was doing right. JEMPF. I will do F4. Then it's see here member. If I won't mention anything, then by default it will go to JEMPF member. Or else I have to mention which member I have to go. So before do that, I will show you DSP F3. And if you see here, number of members is now 4. 3 and one is by default it was created and all details you will find here. Access path and then now the one member is like Maharashtra.
What is the member level identifier?
Huh?
Maharashtra member level identifier.
Okay, that I will tell you a little later. After that, Tamil Nadu. So here all, I think I skipped earlier. So one member is here, another is here, detail, third member and fourth member. The number of records are 0 now. Deleted records also 0 because I have not inserted any data. So that's why we are getting here total number of members is 4 in this application file. Total number not available is that one okay.
But
so
we had some data, right? Or you lost that?
We lost it. Yeah. So now I will insert data and then we'll see. So I will do UPDDTA and
one question.
Yeah.
Can we directly insert data to the member or to the physical file?
I mean it will be physical file only through physical file only, but in member.
Yeah. You can mention that.
Yeah. So like here, if I am not going to mention any member, so by default it will go to first. So now already first we have seen, like I was doing. So let me insert this in a Karnataka. Or in a- So now if I will insert data, I don't know whether the copy was there or not. Yeah, data was there. So I will use this one, and I will say that make just yeah. Oh, anyway, Bangalore I am writing, so this will also this the first right Karnataka. Okay, I will put two, three, okay, couple of data and then 2 seconds and then this is F, and then done. Then I will come back. 2 is record inserted. Now I will insert in Tamil Nadu.
So run period also you need to mention member now.
Yeah.
Otherwise it will pick from the first member.
Exactly. Always it will pick from first if you are not mentioning. So here I will say Chennai. Chennai. This will be done. Okay. Again I will put test. This will be right. So 2 record in Karnataka, 2 record in Tamil Nadu. So this will be more than enough to understand, right? I will come back. So here, if I am going to do now DSP FD also will see, because that give us detailed picture. So like all these members, if you see by default this is member size is this. First member is JEMPF. Okay, so all those members detail is there. At the end, the summary I will just see. Yeah, here is summary. See, Karnataka got 2 records, and Tamil Nadu got 2 records, and this doesn't have any entry. If I am going to do a run query on this, run query, like this also I can do. Oh no, something was I forgot. I always use this time. I just forgot. Okay, here I will mention. Okay, run query. Query file is JEMPF, and member is I'll say Karnataka. Okay, Karnataka. So it will retrieve me Karnataka member. If I'll do here and I'll say that Tamil Nadu. So it's showing, so those data are separate. And if I'll say Maharashtra, so nothing is there. And if I am not mentioning anything, exactly. So in this one default also there was nothing. So got the data has been already got segregated. That okay, different set of data is there. So those data are there is no relation. Even if you see, even though employee ID is unique, but in Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, I made the same employee ID because uniqueness will be applicable within that member, not across the middle. Got it, right? Any concept? And any doubt here till here? It's clear? Okay. So member concept you got it, right? Now, if I am going to create a logical, because in physical member concept is there, in logical also member concept is there. Because in logical also by default when we create, it creates with its file name only. So if I am not going to mention and I am going to compile my logicals, so by default if I will do a query on this logicals, yeah.
So when in physical file we are creating logical file to get the data, whatever operations. Now we have 4 members in the physical file.
Right.
One logical file can handle all this thing, or
Yeah,
it can handle.
so now if you see in this logical file, when I created a DSPFD, again we'll see DSPFD JEMPLF01. if you see its member, so at that time only one max member is one was there when I created, and member, where is member detail? Yeah, member was created. This member,
Same, right?
yeah. So it was on by default it was on star first.
Correct.
Now, first thing I will do change it to make max member as no name chg
No matter.
chglf EMPLF0104 MPL J. Okay, oh yeah, J and okay. So max.
Other details you are pressing F10 to get
Yeah,
the
F10. Yeah. I mean bottom you can see always help you will be there. So star no max. I did it. If I'll do a query on this, run query, insert query, because this member when I created, just simply I created, so only one member was there. So it was referring to that one, right? The first member. But if I have to, add a logical file member and I want to refer to particular, then I have to mention here. So, um, like suppose I am going to create another one. I will copy this one only. This is little simple because employee ID is there. So I will copy and I will say that 5 F5 EMPLF05 on employee ID, and now if I try to do this, and if you see members and data members, so if I won't mention over here, then what it will do, it will take all members, all 4 members data will be here. But if I wanted to map only with particular member, then I have to mention here. So if I will just simply compile, it got compiled. If I do F9, I will do on 05. Okay, oh, it was not compiled. Oh, some error I got it. It will ask me, I think. Let me see what is error. Library, but member did not create it, I believe. JMP. No warning, right? Let me check what object. No members in file. No members created. So what I will do? 14 data members. Oh, it should create. Data members. Oh, only plus. Okay. It should create with star all. Did not allow due to uniqueness. Oh, yeah. Why it did not allow? Because in both members, I have a employee. This is I'm creating on a unique, and employee ID 10001 in both.
Okay.
So that's what is not. Yeah. So if I remove unique here, then it will create. What I will do, I will remove this unique.
So I mean to say, if I'm mentioning employee ID as a unique, the same employee ID cannot be there in Karnataka and Maharashtra.
No, it can be. In members it is there. If I am creating a logical using all these members, then
So
yeah.
if I'm pointing one to one,
One to one member is fine. But one to many I am doing, then the issue will happen. Now it can, because I removed the unique. So
you remove this in the logical file definition.
yeah. In logical file, like I removed here, right? F5. Okay. I removed unique from here, right? So that's what our member got created. Another way, I can mention over here. Like I will see that this will be for only Karnataka. and it will be mapped with physical file JEMPF, and member name is Karnataka. Or if I wanted to map it to Karnataka to Tamil Nadu, I can map it. Yes, created. Now only we will be able to see Karnataka. Got the getting the all those concepts right. See how to map and all. But let me tell you, I wanted to tell you a concept. But usually, daily you will be finding that creating a big member in a logical file also and physical file also, because it make you confused. I mean, it will make some confusion. Yeah, mapping. Yeah, yeah. So it's yeah. So it's better to you know if we are going to handle that, but we have another concept, override. Will be overriding instead of only one member. I will what I will do instead of if I am creating whatever I did in EMPLF05, I fix that this logical will be only for this member. Then this logical cannot be reused by other members. So instead of what we do, actually, we create for. Huh?
We create the logical files to reuse and
Yeah.
flexibility only, right?
Yeah. So that's why we usually will do not fix that. Okay, this logical member will be mapped with that member. We do not do. We create a logical with a star first only, and any member I wanted to map it, just I will override. So that will see little later. So override whatever the Tamil Nadu member will be overridden in a runtime.
We need to pass through the runtime
Yeah,
so that it will come
yeah.
fast.
So here mapping is a fixed, like when compilation.
Right.
What we will do, we won't do mapping fixed. We'll do in a compile type based on whichever member will be needed. So only one logical will be used for all members. So we do in that way.
Sure.
Got it, right? Getting concepts, right?
So now whatever we did mapping is like
Ah,
hardcoded.
yeah, it's
Next
hard
we
code.
thought
But
we-
ideally, in application, we do not hard code
Right.
because again, it will be very
But
specific.
to get the concept, it's okay.
Yeah,
Understand.
yeah, yeah. That's what I wanted to. If you wanted to try all those things, na, then you should not get. But whatever possibility is there, I told you, because we should know all those possibilities. Sometimes I'm saying that usually we do not do, but I'm not saying that always you don't do. If we won't do, then why this concept is there? Some exception scenarios, some in some company, there might be a chance that we have to make, we have to do hard coding, right? But when you are designing an application or you are architecting an application, so you should know what all possibilities are there, and based on the best possible way or best scenario, we will implement, right? So all those options will be there when you are going to design an application or you are going to see that how application will work, right? So till here, any doubt? Okay.
If you are saying member is the last in that level,
Yeah, this is now nothing further which stores. No. Remember in the last.
so only one question.
Yeah.
So if you are updating, so as you said, physical file or member will have the data actually. So we are updating the member. So based on location also, definitely big companies or any big hierarchy thing, they will have member concept. So you need to update the members, right?
I mean, see, by default it goes to first number.
Okay.
In RPG program also we write. Now that's what. See, now if you go in AS400 also we will ask, I think 40 to 50% guy, they don't aware about this member concept at all. What if you will ask them, they will know, yeah, I update in a physical file. They just know that I know because they never went and see that okay, inside a physical file also there is a member. So like those who are not handling member daily to daily basis, no, they are least. I mean they don't know, and I can guarantee you 50% guys that they don't know that member also happens in here inside because they never use, but it happens. So they know that I'm going and I'm compiling, creating, writing in a physical file. Even in RPG program, we have a different ways to write a program that even you are doing analysis. I mean, if I'm writing a program, I will be writing a program for file only, not for members. If I have to point to some different number in a runtime, I will do override and I will point. So program will be generic. But only before to that one, I will use another CL program which call this program. Like suppose I am saying the employee update, and employee update program I have written, and this will be applicable for all entire world, all countries for IBM. Now, if they are calling to update employee for India, then they will be having a CL, and in the CL they will from data area or somewhere else. That also CL program will be generic. They will pick from data area. It will logged in, and it will pick from data area, and it will override member to India, and it will so CL everything is generic. Just through data area, will pick the data, and based on that, so everything will be generic. From there, we have to just do the setting. You get it, right?
Yeah.
So,
where from the data will come from? Like, it will be like a physical file?
no, data area, we will discuss data area concept. Data area is like a space like how physical file is there, but physical file keeps the big, huge jump of data. But data area is like I told you, 1024 or 20 A48, that byte or 512 byte of data will be there. So smaller data we keep. So using data area, we will pick. Well, I mean, one way data area, or I can even keep a file.
Type, data area type, it
Huh?
will also PF is it?
No. Start DTA area.
That is it, yeah, I think you told me.
Yeah. Last class, I think.
Yeah, it will be
Ah,
confusing.
ah.
Okay. But once you see
So, like one way, again, I mean, one example I'm saying, I can keep in a data area. I can keep in another file. I will maintain for each a country one file, and from that file it will pick, and the member name I have mentioned. So it will pick that member name. It will override that member, and then my program will not be knowing that on which this one I'm doing, because file will CL only it changes. That your current member.
that to be run.
Yeah, because RPG program whenever runs, it for file current member it will go. So current member I am changing from CL. So RPG is generic list for the CL. Through CL I am handling. In CL for our testing purpose probably we can do hard coding member, but in application we usually do data area or a file or somewhere else or parameter or some other way of keeping a data we will be doing. So we can do it to make more generic programs. Get it right? Okay. Do you want me to continue further or? Okay.
No,
Huh? Yeah. No, that's what. Huh?
Yeah.
Because okay. Because up to how much you are getting, yeah, it's
very interesting.
yeah. Because again tomorrow also it will be quite like multi-format logical file. That is also how to handle data with like how for multi-member we saw now multi-member. So similar way of multi-format is also there. We'll be seeing.
So
But
just one question, like here we have defined only one data structure. There will be multiple data structures, right? Inside one file.
exactly. So, but in not physical file, in logical file. In physical file, one file, one record format. So in logical file we can have multiple, but we won't be see. I mean how it will be working now. I mean actually, but once we write RPG program, then we'll see that how it happens.
Concept
Yeah, concept. So let me stop here.